Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about a route in the Sandhills of central North Carolina. The turn-by-turn directions and GPS data I'm going to put a link to down in the description. In this video, we will focus on good places to stop and eat, sleep, and to stretch your legs along the way. My name is Charles Longino, and I've been enjoying riding motorcycles for over 30 years, mostly with my father-in-law, Jack. We enjoyed finding good routes almost as much as we enjoyed riding them. When Jack's health started failing, I filmed and narrated my rides for him. Today, I split up the rides into two different video series. The first is called Routes, where I show you an interesting ride that I have found or have ridden and enjoyed. The second series of videos are called The Rides. This is footage from one of the routes that I ride. I mostly ride throughout North Carolina, Southern Virginia, and Eastern Tennessee. Please take a second to subscribe, like, and share this video. Let me know in the comments if you have ridden this route or if we missed anything along the way. Finally, make sure to ring that bell so that you're notified of future videos. It does help and is much appreciated. I start in Seagrove, just south of Asheboro. This ride makes about a 104-mile loop. It's about a half-a-day ride, but you can easily stretch it out into a full day depending on how many stops that you make. The ride is fairly straight with a few sweeping curves, especially along the northern stretch of the route. The ride is about 80% hilly, and the rest of it are flat roads. I would consider the difficulty of this route to be easy. Let's go check it out. Seagrove is a town just south of Asheboro in central North Carolina. Wait, what? You would have to be looking down from the space station to think this town is anywhere close to a coastline. This made me wonder how Seagrove got its name. So I looked it up. Its curious name came from a spelling error on the sign at the train station. The town was supposed to be named after Edwin G. Seagraves with an A, not an O, and the sign had no room for the S. However, due to this error, it became known as Seagrove. And if you stop to think about it for the second, how much effort and expense would it really have been to replace the sign? Probably not much. Well, this is one of the unimportant things that you can ponder while riding through this mecca of traditional handcrafted pottery that we call Seagrove and surrounding areas. We are going to head down Highway 705 southbound, which is known as Pottery Highway and is part of the North Carolina Scenic Byway. Next, we'll cut across to Harper's Crossroads through some beautiful farmland. In Harper's Crossroads, depending on the time of day, I'd like to stop at Harper's restaurant for a quick bite to eat. I have only eaten here a couple of times, but have found the food fresh and cooked just right. Just north of the intersection, Harper's Crossroads, is the Devil's Tramping Ground Road. If you head north up this road a short distance, you can visit the Devil's Tramping Ground, a local legend where a spot of land is haunted and nothing grows. People have reported strange occurrences at this location. Although I don't personally have a particular interest in checking this out myself, it is worth noting for this video because it is so close to Harper's Crossroads and its notoriety across the state. Not too far from Harper's Crossroads, and a slight detour from the route is Southern Supreme Fruitcakes. I have to tell you, I'm not the biggest fan of traditional fruitcakes, but these fruitcakes have a ton of nuts in them and are just plain good. It's a dense brick of delight and should be approached with a sharp knife and a stout fork. These legendary fruitcakes are well known in this area. However, Southern Supreme has expanded their menu and now have many more goodies available at their flagship store. Another slight detour from the route is the House in the Horseshoe, a state historic site. You know, I was thinking this video should have been called The Ride of the Curious Names. House in the Horseshoe, really? Maybe it should have been called, I don't know, House in the Creek's Bend, or better yet, the Governor Williams House. Anyways, this house was the scene of a Whig-Tory conflict during the American Revolution. In August of each year, they have a reenactment of this conflict. This is now a North Carolina historic site and the admission is free. This is a great way to stretch your legs, get the blood flowing, and to learn a little bit about North Carolina history. Also, if you're on an adventure bike and you would like to ride a dirt road, this is the opportunity. The dirt road is named Roscob Road. This is not the most scenic road in the county, but it's an alternative route to get to the House in the Horseshoe historic site. These directions will be included in the write-up on our website. On to Carthage! Carthage was known for its buggy manufacturing industry. In 1856, two men, Thomas Tyson and Alexander Kelly, decided to buy a small wheelwright business. They transformed it into one of the most well-known carriage factories in the United States. The factory reached its peak in 1890, turning out about 3,000 buggies a year. The Tyson and Jones Buggy Company earned the reputation for producing the Cadillacs of carriages. People came from all over the world to have custom luxury carriages made for them here. However, automobiles eventually made the buggy obsolete and the business closed. Today you can stay at the Old Buggy Inn, a beautiful Queen Anne Victorian house that celebrates this time period. Now for me, this is really the highlight of this route. Not far south from Carthage is the Pick and Pig, which sits on the edge of the Gilliam McConnell Airport. Anyways, the barbecue here is very good and is smoked daily in the smokehouse behind the restaurant. They have both pulled pork and beef brisket. The barbecue comes out plain, but they have a vinegar sauce with some zip to it and a delicious sweet sauce. The food here is really good, but what I love most about this restaurant is that you can watch the small airplanes take off and land. If the weather is good, you can even sit outside for a better view. I used to come down here with my father-in-law Jack, who loved airplanes. For us, this place was the trifecta of a good motorcycle ride, awesome barbecue, and airplanes to watch. Of course, the best part was the impeccable company. Now, for your information, this restaurant's cash only. They do have an ATM machine if you need one. Anyways, on to Southern Pines. Apparently, the sandy soil in the Sandhills causes the pleasant climate in this area, which is much drier and milder than the rest of the state. Due to the climate, Southern Pines grew into a vibrant and prosperous resort community and has become a favorite winter resort for many. Now, there's several restaurants of note here. The first, of course, is the Ice Cream Parlor restaurant. It's a plain old ice cream shop and they have lunch items as well. But it's a great place to cool off, have a little bit of ice cream, stretch your legs. There's also Betsy Crepes, which is a popular restaurant. And the Sly Fox is an English-style pub. If you want something more upscale, there's Southern Prime Steakhouse. As far as lodging goes, there's the Jefferson Inn. It's only one block off of Broad Street and it looks very nice. Now, from Southern Pines, we'll be heading south through part of Aberdeen, then west over to Highway 220. Along the way, you will pass Sycamore Lodge Resort. If you prefer to camp, this is a great family campground with a pool and a lake. From here, you're going to head out to Candor. In Candor, you might want to stop at Blake's Diner. I personally enjoy their fried chicken. This is a family-owned restaurant that has been around for about 70 years and is a landmark in this area. From here, we're going to head through Biscoe, and of course in Biscoe, there is P.R. Moore. P.R. Moore is a great roadside produce stand. It is a real step back in time. They have all kinds of produce and jarred goods. They also carry Karen's Fried Pies, which is one of my personal weaknesses. This is your chance to top off your saddlebags as we end the ride. This is a cash-only business, however they do have an ATM machine in case you don't have any cash on hand. Well, that wraps it up. You can head back to Seagrove or hit the highway from here. Thanks for watching, and remember to ring that bell. And as Jack used to tell me, watch out for those crazies. Good riding and be safe.